Here is my dashboard, as you all can see, right? And looking at this dashboard, it shows massive improvement from last week, right? Um, because last week I was 1% drawdown, right? But right now I am sitting at 5% profit, right? Because I was able to take a couple of trades this week. That's what helped me to, cross that drawdown challenge, and I was able to make another profit on top. So kudos to me for that. But without boring you guys to death with too much talk, right? Let's just go through the metrics or numbers so that this video will be a quick one, right? So the profit target is still 9%, right? And I am sitting at $389, which is good, right? Because it shows that I've improved from last week performance, so that's massive. And because of how this dashboard is, right, there is not really much to show here. Just the profit, daily drawdown, maximum drawdown, and profitable days and all that. But here's the curve, right? And you can see that the curve has slowly started going up. That's what I want to say. And it's good. It's good. Um, but I don't want these things to get into my head, right? And hopefully, God willing, if I'm able to pass this account, and I'll now be funded with you guys here, right? Because I've been trying to get funded here, right here on YouTube with you guys. And so, with that being said, guys, please help the channel grow by subscribing and liking, right? Um, so yeah, that's it. That's all that I want to show on the dashboard here, right? Because there is nothing really much to show. So let me take you guys into my trading journal so that I'll show you guys the trade I took this week, and then yeah, we'll wrap the video up from there, right? Let's go to my journal. So guys, here is my journal, right? And if we quickly go into the trade journal, please, you guys will see I took how many trades? 4 trades, right? Or 5? I can't recall. But I took 4 trades. Yes, I recorded only 2, right? So I'll show you guys the remaining one in my trading view in a moment. But let's quickly go over these ones, right? And if you guys can remember, last week I told you guys that I have a trade running, right? And that trade was this close to my stop loss. It ended up hitting my take profit, so this trade was a good one, right? But I knew the implications involved in this trade and all that. But nevertheless, it ended up being a good one, which is a good thing, right? So let me show you guys the trade. It was a DAX trade, J40. Medium time frame, and then the lower time frame, right? So looking at the high time frame here, you guys can clearly see that this market was a bullish market, right? Because we had a bullish break of structure to the upside, and after every break of structure we are expecting what? A pullback. But for some days now, this market kept going to the upside, so I didn't want to get involved here because I knew there was a pullback coming, right? So I waited, and the 4 hour, looking at the 4 hour, I saw price swept this minor high here before this fractal break to the downside. That's where I went inside my lower time frame, looked for my entry model, and I executed this trade perfectly, right? And as you can see, the trade played around, but it ended up being a good one. Even ran far past my take profit, but I always target fixed 2 hour, so because of that, I'm not bothered what price do after it has hit my take profit. So yeah, and that's this trade out of the way, right? Let's go back and I'll show you guys the other trades, right? The next trade was AUDJPY, and spoiler alert, most of the trades I took this trade was JPY trades, right? Because I saw an opportunity on the yen basket and I wanted to capitalize on it. And God willing, the trades were what? Good ones. So that's just the trades I'm showing you guys right now. So let me quickly get rid of this one. The high time frame, medium time frame, then the lower time frame. So let's pop them out, right? So if you look at the higher time frame here, which is the daily, right, you can clearly see that this market was trickling to the upside. And reason being, the yen, as we all know, the yen is weak right now, right? The Japanese yen is weak. Um, so because of that, um, those pairs that are traded with the Japanese yen, they were what? If the pair is strong, it tends to trend, right? So AUD JPY2 was what? Bullish, and it was trending to the upside. And inside the 4 hour, I mapped all my ranges, right? And I mapped my zone that I wanted to trade from. Right straight back into the zone. I went into the lower time frame. It's just rinse and repeat, the same thing. I saw my entry model, executed the trade, and the trade ended up being a what? A good one, right? So that's the second trade out of the way, right? Let me show you guys the next trade, right? So if you go to the next one, the next trade was what? Euro JPY, right? So let me pop up the charts so that I'll show you guys, right? So here is the higher time frame, right? And as I explained in the previous trade, that AUD JPY3, right? The yen is currently weak now. So because of that, I was only trying to capitalize on that moves, right? So I saw my daily break of structure, map all my daily ranges and zones that I wanted to trade from. Then head into my 4 hour time frame, right? Mapped all my structure, mapped my zones that I wanted to trade from. Price pulled back into that zone. I went into the lower time frame again, waited for my entry model, it presented itself, then I executed this trade. So you guys are like, you can just see that it's the same thing that I do here over and over again. Now I'm not switching and changing things anymore, and I am happy that stability is now coming into my trading. I'll keep my mindset in check so that I'll not end up hurting myself psychologically. But other than that, my technicals is spot on, and it's like I really like how it's going. So actually, I took three trades, right? And I said I did not record that last one. Let me show you guys on the chat because that trade is still running at the moment, right? So let me just show you guys that one and then we wrap the video up from there. So guys, here's my trading view, right? And judging by this chart, or as you can clearly see, this is a what USD card chart, right? So, and this is the daily time frame, by the way, and it's showing right here, right? So I mapped my structure. I know I mapped my structure very wide because I want to be able to zoom out and read what price is doing, right? And no matter how like wide I map my structure, I still end up being on the right side of the market far more often than not. And then I'm confronted with what less decisions to make, right? Because trading is full of decisions, and if you're not in the right mindset to be able to make those decisions correctly or spot on, you'll be bent, right? So I'm able to be confronted with less decisions because of how I marked my structure very wide. So zooming in into the recent price action, we can clearly see that price formed a recent break of structure, right? And after a break of structure, we are expecting a pullback. So here is my strong internal high, here is my strong internal low. Price pulled back, so I was trying to capitalize on this pro trend move here to the downside, right? And so I went into my 4 hour time frame. Map the structure from here too, and as you can clearly see, my 4 hour time frame, the structure was what bearish, and after a break of structure, we expect a pullback. The internal structure switch trend to signal that the pullback has started, and after that, the internal structure switch to bearish again, signaling that the pullback may now be over and price may now be ready to target what, this week low from here. So with that what analysis, I looked for my zone. So I was waiting for price to what, pull back in here before I take trade, right? But it ended up sweeping this high, forming a change of character to the downside again. So when I saw this, I quickly head to my what, my lower time frame, and then what, I saw my entry and executed it, right? Guys, don't mind this one. I did not take that trade, but I mapped it though. So let me quickly pop up the what, risk to reward tool of the one that I took, right? Short trade. Yes, that one. And what, as you can clearly see, this trade too is running what, very good. I just hope that it what, hit my full take profit, right? And yes, I'm expecting a pullback, but overall this trade is still a what, a very good one and a valid one. So I don't know what the market will do, but I'm hoping that like next week will be a good week so that this trade will end up what, hitting my full take profit. And if this trade hits my full take profit, right, I'll be left with 1% to pass that my challenge. And if I pass that my challenge, I've finally accomplished my goal here with you guys in just what, how many months? And it will be like a massive improvement for me, right? I'll be very happy. But I don't want to overdo myself. I'm focusing on the process right now, not the outcome. And hopefully all the outcomes will be what, aligned. We all hope that our trading journey ends up to be what, successful ones. So guys, this is the end of the video, guys. So I hope you guys like this video. It's kind of a long one, but yeah, I wanted to show everything that happened within the week, right? Because I want to be completely transparent with you guys here, right? So that's why this video is what, somehow long. But without boring you guys to death with too much talk, or as usual, without any further ado, that's the end of this video, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, right? Like, comment, so that this channel will go to viral, very go viral, right? So cheers, guys.